Well, that's what made me figure out. Plus, I've always seen, that's what I see.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. This is going to be short and sweet. The time for making speeches is gone. It's time to take action. It's time for us to show our support for the legislature. It's time for us to express our anger at the contempt that the governor has shown for the people of Maine and for the entire process of governance. The whole point of this rally is to stand up and be counted. So with that in mind, I'm going to hold the bullhorn and pass the microphone around. We're going to ask anybody who's comfortable to identify themselves, say where they're from, and ask for impeachment. So I believe there are some legislators present, and we will allow them to make a lengthier speech. But in the interest of time, just please identify yourself, say where you're from, and ask for impeachment. So with that in mind, and my cohort, Rebecca Halbrook, my name is Cushing Stamp, by the way. The two of us have organized this rally. My cohort had some names of some people who were unable to be here today, and she will read those names. So without any further ado, my name is Cushing Stamp. I'm a Republican from Saco, Maine, and it's time to impeach LePage.
Yes.
Yes! And I'm Becky Halbrook from Phippsburg, Maine, and I want Governor LePage to be impeached.
Can you hear me?
Louder, please.
All right, how about this? I'm Hendrick Gideons from Brooklyn, Maine. I'm a registered Democrat, but that's irrelevant here. I'm here as a citizen. Yesterday, this morning, I listened to the governor on the bitch on WVOM, and if I had been as ignorant of traffic rules and proper behavior driving as he is revealed out of his own mouth in that interview about government structure, governmental process, and the words in the Constitution by which his behavior is judged, I would have been arrested by any one of the 4 cops I went by on the drive down here. That's what we're asking for, impeachment.
Yay!
Hello everyone, I'm Barbara Moore. I started the petition to impeach LePage.
Yay!
And it has now reached more than 20,000 people.
Wow.
20,000 possibly working Mainers who couldn't be here today to represent that they want to have Governor LePage impeached.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Bruce Gagnon. I'm from Bath. I'm a living, breathing human being who likes to see cooperative government. And Governor LePage has really turned people in this state against one another. And I think it's a real tragedy. And as a result, I believe he should be impeached.
Yes.
My name is Dexter Kamalevich. I'm from Orr's Island, and I want Governor LePage to be impeached. One simple thing, if you have a vote to spend money in this state on land for Maine's future, to drive the economy in the correct direction, and he ignores a vote like that, it seems to me that you can't ignore the people without being impeached. And I believe he should be impeached. It's not a philosophical issue, it's a legal issue in my judgment. So let's impeach this man before he does more harm. Thanks.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Joe Kane from Augusta, Maine. I'm all for impeaching this mob boss, LePage. I don't think he's going to leave any legacy in his history. So that's it for me.
Willie Spazaway, Denegak. Hello, I'm Dawn Neptune Adams. And this right here is my daughter, Wally. She may want to introduce herself or not. We were here some years ago when LePage and all of the Wabanaki chiefs were signing the Truth and Reconciliation Commission mandate. Wally and I met him, we shook his hand and thanked him for signing that mandate.
Hey, you up there! Nobody interrupted you! Shut up! Nobody interrupted you! Sit down, moron!
Excuse me, I have the floor here.
Bully!
As I was saying, impeach the bully. This is not a good opportunity to engage in competing rallies. I would like to continue and have people just identify themselves and again briefly say where you're from and ask for impeachment. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me? My name is Suzanne Fournier Hedrick. I'm Franco-American. This man is a disgrace to my Franco-American ethnicity. He's done so much damage. He's been at war on the poor as well as on the environment and many other things too. He needs to be impeached. Yes.
We're all entertained. Comes out of your wallet.
Bonjour, monsieur, madame. My name is Al Pelletier. I'm from Norway, Maine. Please excuse the rude people behind us. I go all the way back to introducing the Vietnam Memorial Day, Veterans Day. I sang at this house. I respect Governor LePage. I don't respect what he's doing. It's simple as that. What he's doing is absolutely disruptive to the state government. We can't have it anymore. I vote to impeach. Simple as that.
Here, here.
Thank you, everybody, today for coming. I'm Representative Jeffrey Evangelos, an independent from Friendship. Before I speak, I want everyone to know that everyone has a right to peaceably assemble, and the brothers and sisters that are behind us, you know, they can have their time. Please don't interrupt them. Let them have their say when they're ready. What we want is a return to civility in this state. So we're going to behave ourselves and follow the rules. Please don't get into it. Last summer, several legislators came to a rally sponsored by Cushing Stamp and Rebecca Halbrook that occurred at this location, and we promised a transparent process would be undertaken to hold the governor accountable to the rule of law. Well, the Government Oversight Committee did its job. They conducted an investigation, and they voted 12-0 that the governor engaged in threats against the Goodwill Hinckley School to produce an outcome costing a man his job. I want to recognize some people today. I want to quote 1 John Adams, "Liberty cannot be preserved without the general knowledge of the people." And the two institutions that are functioning in this state at 100% right now are our press, and I think we should give the press a round of applause for doing their job. It may not always go our way. Sometimes the stories are are good and sometimes they're bad, but they're doing their job. Always answer your calls. Always answer their questions courteously. They're doing their job, and they're there to protect our liberties. And I give them very high marks. The other group I give is the right to peaceably assemble and redress your grievances through petition. I understand you have 20,000 signatures. That is how democracy works. So be respectful. Play by the rules. We're winning. Even if we lose, we've already won. Isn't it strange when the Government Oversight Committee started? First he was innocent, then it was a witch hunt, then politics were just dirty. When the conclusions came out, well, it's all true, he did it, but it's just dirty. But I have a question for everybody. If the governor is clean, why does he need the Attorney General to give him $400,000 of taxpayer money to fund his defense? Why does his lawyer go into court and claim an immunity? If you haven't done anything wrong, you don't have to be immune.
Exactly.
Remember what Margaret Mead said. We have 9 sponsors on the impeachment resolution sponsored by Representative Chipman. He's here and he's going to speak next. He's got the full complement of sponsors. This is just not 3 or 4 people. We could have had 20 or 30 sponsors. People want action. We're listening to our constituents. We hear your voices, and that's why we're acting. Win or lose, the governor was on the radio 2 weeks ago, and what did he say? Why did I give up the land for Maine Futures money, the $5 million? Because I was afraid they were going to impeach me. So we're already winning the battle. Finally, remember what Margaret Mead said. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful and committed citizens can change the world. It's the way it always works. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you guys for all being here. As Jeff mentioned, I am sponsoring that impeachment. We do have maximum 2 co-sponsors on that. We are going forward with that sometime in the next few days or early next week. It's very clear to us that, as we've outlined in our order, there's 8 counts in this district. Only one of them is civil. There's 7 others that have never been investigated, never looked into, but we feel that this is a grievance as a goodwill issue matter, and so we want to look at all 8, and we think that if we look at all 8 in their totality, it paints a pretty clear picture of abuse of power, misuse of public assets, official oppression we feel has been committed, and other violations of state law, and we feel that we have an oath to go forward with this. We took an oath to uphold the laws of the State of Maine, and that is why we are going forward with this. It's very unfortunate that we find ourselves in this position that we have to go forward with this, and it's never a great time to have to do something like this, but however, the governor has put us in this position where we have no other choice. We have to go forward and hold Governor LePage accountable for his behavior, and that's what we're doing. That's why we're bringing this House order forward. That's why we're encouraging our colleagues to support it, and there's support all across the state for what we're doing, and we are on the right side of history with this, and I feel very good at where we are right now. Thank you. We expect to bring it in the next few days, probably early next week. We only have session tomorrow, and then we're not back again till Tuesday, so it'll probably be early next week, I suspect, on Tuesday. Yeah, we have copies of the order that we can hand out to you that list all 8 counts in there, but there are issues like threatening to flat fund the community college system and forcing John Fitzsimmons out as president, the issue with the Labor Department officials that the governor summons to the Blaine House. I can read them all if you'd like. Refusal beginning in 2012 to facilitate the issuance of land conservation bonds that were ratified by the governor of the state in a statewide election in November 2010, November 2012, and the governor's repeated insistence on extracting compliance from the legislature on unrelated issues prior to his carrying out of the will of the people of the state regarding the issuance of bonds. Count 2, alleged use of state assets as leverage to bring about the resignation in 2013 of the President of the World Acadian Congress, Jason Parent. Count 3, exertion of pressure in March 2013 on hearing officers in the Bureau of Unemployment Compensation and the Maine Department of Labor to favor employers in their decision-making. Count 4, refusal beginning in May 2013 to allow cabinet members and members of the administration to appear and testify before legislative committees. That's really damaged our ability to do our job as legislators. Count 5, alleged use of state assets of leverage to bring about the resignation in January 2015 of the Maine Community College System President John Fitzsimmons. Count 6, requesting in February 2015 that the Maine Human Rights Commission postpone a proceeding against a particular business pending before the Commission and threatening to withhold state assets when the Commission declined to postpone the proceeding. Count 7, creation in April 2015 without public notice in violation of the Maine Freedom of Access Act of a panel to conduct and review the Maine Human Rights Commission. And Count 8, alleged misuse of state assets of leverage to intimidate the Board of Directors of Goodwill Hinckley in June 2015 into terminating its employment of Mark Eves, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So those are the 8 counts that we are outlining in our House order, and we're asking that this be passed in our House of Representatives, and we go forward with this and look at this entire package of what we feel are a consistent pattern of, as I said, abuse of power, misuse of public assets, and violations of state laws. We have obtained an attorney, Walter McGee, who has looked at this as well, and he is very confident there are violations of law. So we feel very good at where we are right now and going forward with our House order. Thank you.
Representative, were you at the Democratic caucus last night, and what was the tone like when this came up?
There's a lot of support in the caucus. Some members are supportive, and that's fine. You know, we all have a obligation to vote our conscience and do what we think is best for our districts, but there is a lot of support in the caucus for what we're doing as well. So,
are you disappointed that leadership didn't take a more positive stance on this order?
I wish they would have come out in support of the order, but it's their right to decide and vote how they want to and take the positions that they want to take. You know, they have their own order to House resolution of censure that they've been working on, and I think they're going to bring something forward along those lines as well. But, you know, like I said, everybody votes their own conscience and should do what they think is best for their district. I feel good about where I am. My district, a lot of people have contacted me and have asked me to do this, and I feel very positive and very good about going forward with what I think is the right thing to do. And we took an oath of office to uphold the laws of the state of Maine, and we feel very convinced that there are violations of law that have taken place, and so I think we have an obligation to do this. And as I said before, the timing is never great. It's never great that we have to do something like this, but unfortunately the governor has put us in a position where we have to go forward and take action because of his conduct and behavior. We must hold him accountable, and that's what we're going to do. Thanks.
Thank you.